The Red Bull foiling generation is about to bring young people into the foiling with multi-hulls. The concept is to launch an international race, having young people sailing in each country on the same type of boat against each other, where the age limit is between 16 and 20 years, and then all the winners can compete against each other in a world final.
It's a knockout series, 4 boats on the starting line. The 2 top boats goes in the next round, and at the end we have a final with 4 boats, and the winner is the national champion. We start in Japan. After Japan we go to England, then to Italy, Sweden, Denmark, Russia and to France. These are the first 7 stops for 2015. Everybody can join in, can enter, but then we have to decide. Because the boat is very, very difficult to sail. You have to be already very good on the race course. The sailors has to be very athletic. This is very important for us, because we have only 2 or 3 training days, and then you're already on the race course. So racing must be already in your head. We are coming with the boats, so the skills and their athletic and their performance, their smart brain is enough to compete in the Red Bull foiling generation. Young sailors can come to the program, start in the Red Bull foiling generation, and then it continues with the Red Bull Youth America's Cup, with the Red Bull Extreme Sailing team, and at the end also with the America's Cup. We coach them, we're mentoring them, and we look for the best people in the world.
But before race 3 could start, catastrophe struck. A squall flipped Team Aqua, breaking their mast and knocking them out of the regatta. In the next race, the conditions now borderline. Frank Camas' dream run turned into a nightmare. A high-speed collision with BT destroyed Camas' boat and left BT damaged. Alinghi narrowly missed being caught up in the carnage, marching on to finish third in race 3. Team Origin were the Solent's next victim, capsizing in race 4, as did James Spithill. Oracle's luck had taken a turn for the worse, both boats shattered by the end of the day's 4 races. Team Origin escaped unscathed though, righting their boat undamaged, but ruining the lost points. Alinghi, ever consistent, finished first in race 4, meaning they emerged as the day's leaders. The day had turned from dream to disaster for Oracle, but they weren't the only team licking their wounds. There was work to be done back on shore.
You know, most other boats you can limp home or finish or whatever, but these things are upside down and that's about your lot. You come back with your tail between your legs.
I think it surprised a lot of the guys. They were still thinking it was just a little more than it had been, but it was quite a bit.
When we arrived at the top mark, Alinghi was starboard and we have 2 bear away to pass behind Alinghi.
And all the carnage at the weather mark was just that far behind us.
So we touched with a big speed BT.
Man, I felt like we were in a pinball machine. We were just being hit from every direction.
BMW Oracle just missed us and then they ran into everybody else there.
Sailing these boats, when you screw it up, it's terminal. That's the end of the race.
It was total carnage.
After a day of carnage after day 1 of racing, it's been a long night for many of the crews, repairing and rebuilding their race yachts, doing what they could to make the start line. Hardest hit were BMW Oracle Racing, both boats wrecked in the same race, but there were no thoughts of giving up, hiring a replacement boat for Camas and replacing Spithill's mast with the one from Camas' shattered boat.
You know, back in the regatta today, last night, it was looking kind of grim with a broken beam on one of our boats and then a broken mast in our boat. So we worked last night till 10 o'clock at night and boats are ready to go. So pretty pumped to be ready to go for today.
Yeah, we're looking good. It's 9 in the morning now. We've been up most of the night. Basically the core, which is between the 2 laminates on the hull, had soaked up lots of water. So we had to effectively dry that out and grind out all the wet stuff before we could make a repair. So that's what's taking the time really.
We were going fast, we won the 3rd race, you know, relatively easily. And we were going nicely in the last one and then made a mistake and capsized. So yeah, I mean, it happens, but it's a bit annoying that it did happen. You know, we didn't need to do it, so we could have quite happily sailed around and got a 2nd and been quite happy with the day. But, you know, go out there today, there'll be 6 or 7 races and, you know, we'll try to knock in some good results.
At the start, unbeatable, only to crash out in race 4. Oracle's Frank Camas lies 3rd overall, behind multi-hull maestro Andreas Hagara in hull Martro. But it's Ed Baird and Alinghi, consistent as always, at the top of the table.
Well, we didn't feel like we had our best day, but you know, we stayed with the sails in the air, and that was an important part of yesterday. So, you know, we ended up on top of the scoreboard, which we're excited about, but we know that we made some mistakes, and you know, we're still learning a lot.
Day 2 was a torrid affair. Near gale force winds and a strong tide meant the Solent wasn't going to make things easy. Another 6 races were sailed in conditions right on the edge for the extreme 40s. The lesson from day 1 was stay upright at all costs. Well, Martro put the theory to the test, getting about as close as you can to a capsize without actually tipping over.
When it happened, we were out of control. So we were lucky that we did not capsize. Halfway in, I already talked to the crew and said,
we will survive that. Stay windward, keep the weight up, and it was already clear that we survived.
By the end of the day, Alinghi had cemented their position on the top of the table, taking 3 wins out of the 6 races, while Hagara's Holmatro clung to a 1-point lead for second, the competition piling up behind them.
Light winds were forecast for day 5 of the Bacardi Miami sailing week. Given the conditions, it looked touch and go to whether racing would take place, with the crews itching to get out onto the blue waters of Biscayne Bay. Miami is one of the most vibrant and colourful cities in the US, where life revolves around the water. Not just on the world-famous Miami beach, but also out in the bay. It's become a target destination for sailors, be it weekend enthusiasts or Olympic-level competitors.
Bacardi Sailing Week has been known for high quality sailing for many years. Back a number of years ago, Tito Bacardi used to come and host the party himself, and it was just a real special sort of high level sailing with a lot of fun in the evening activities, and that is something that's contagious, and you'll see top sailors from all over the world coming. When you come to Miami for the Bacardi Regatta, you know it's going to be a good regatta and it's going to be a good week of sailing.
As a multiple world champion, Bill was the US Rolex Yachtsman of the Year in 2011. This week he's aboard the J70 Mexican boat Fajito. Leading the fleet heading into Friday, they struggled with the light conditions and dropped down the leaderboard to 3rd. The Italian team Calvi Network took advantage with a solid performance which took them into the lead. The big show, though, was in the western course, where the M32s were racing. The Danish boat Trifork and American team US 1 looked to be having an intense battle at the front of the fleet. Former world match racing champion Taylor Canfield was looking to get one over the experienced Extreme Sailing Series skipper Rasmus Kostner, with the 2 boats providing plenty of entertainment out in the bay. In the 2 smaller classes, the Viper 640s and the VX1s, things remained very close at the top. Canadian Brad Boston on Jackpot was over the line in the first race, but he fought back to save the day to sit safely in the leading position. However, the rest of the fleet are close on his heels, so there's no margin of error heading into the final day on Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be really hard, but I mean, our feeling always, we've had some good success in the class. Jackpot has been a lot of fun for Lee, Eric, and I, and here we have Nick down with us. But our attitude always is just go out and sail as fast as we can and try and make as few mistakes as possible.
Well, Saturday is D-Day for all the crews, where the overall winners for each class will be decided. The forecast looks good with decent winds predicted, so we're in for a cracking final day. Join us then.